That's the last house on the left. Jim, what did you think of it? Oh, never mind. I think it's a good movie. I think it misses its mark a lot in a lot of ways. Some of the delivery is poor. I mentioned that one, like, oh shit, when they realize they're being like kidnapped and threatened. Like, some of the acting's not great. Some of it's good. Mary is good. Sandra Peabody, I think is her name. Krug, David Hess is like terrifying. Weasel, in his only non-pornographic role, is pretty good. Junior's good. I fully believe Junior as a heroin addict going through withdrawals. Like, I think those are good. I actually think the parents aren't that great. I think a better parent performances could have made this movie better. It hurts. The dad looks exactly like John Vernon of Animal House and Dirty Harry.
Okay.
But he doesn't sound like him at all. And it's just like, I wish it could have been John Vernon. I want John Vernon like calling Krug a motherfucker or something like that. That would have been awesome.
Oh, that does sound fun.
This movie was made for $90,000.
Yeah, and I saw that it took in like $2 million at the box office, which isn't too bad, really.
There's a lot of effective things about it. I love what they do musically. I think David Hess wrote a couple of great songs for this movie. One that works thematically, one that's just fun. But I even like what they do with it, with the way they have that the road leads to nowhere kind of echoing and fading out during one scene, just like really ominous. I really like what Wes Craven does with the music. I love what David Hess did to record the music, to write it, but then even how Craven utilized it in the movie I think is great. There's scenes of poignancy. The scene where Mary gets killed is like so tragically beautiful. It's received a lot of comparisons to, there's a famous painting of Ophelia drowned in the water. Is that the one where like it's all kind of, she's like laying on her back in the water surrounded by lilies and flowers and things like that? Yeah, and this scene looks quite a bit like that. I believe Wes Craven did that intentionally. It's a good movie. It's not a great movie, and it feels like it could have been a great movie if we got a little bit more from the parents, maybe as characters or as performances, because we don't even really, when the gang comes to stay with them, they mention like, oh, it's been a really tough day, but you don't see it on them. You don't see the panic that they're going through. I mean, at that point, they don't think Mary's dead, but she's missing. She's been missing for 24 hours at that point. And it doesn't really translate, and then it's like the cops are terrible. They're a smaller part of the movie than I remembered it, but every time we cut to them, it's just awful. And I remember talking, I've speculated on this, and I'm like, is this a weird attempt to make this movie a dark comedy? Or is this Wes Craven acknowledging this movie is so depressing and so dark and so disturbing that I just need to throw off-kilter comic relief in there? I don't think it works either way, but I do think Wes Craven effectively made a very, very disturbing movie that is definitely undercut by cutaways to the cops and their wacky road trip, and it's just bad.
Well, and again, it's kind of like Halloween. You know, obviously it's
what the fuck do you know? You haven't seen it.
Well, okay.
No, you don't get to respond to this.
Okay.